Okay, so dear learners, welcome you all in this video. Here we'll see Faraday's law and types of EMF induction. So Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So Faraday, who is a scientist who discovered the EMF induction in the conductor when the conductor is placed in the magnetic field. So electromagnetic induction is nothing but whenever the conductor is placed in the magnetic field, there will be a EMF induced. So here we can see Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So simply the permanent magnet NS pole which is moving around the conductor, there is a coil, and then EMF is inducing in the coil itself, which can see on the voltmeter. So Faraday have stated two laws, first law and the second law. So let us see what are these laws. So first law is what? Whenever a conductor or coil experiences change in flux, and EMF gets induced in it. So here we can see the elaboration. The conductor or the coil experiences a change in flux. Here change in flux taking place due to the physical motion of this permanent magnet which is moving around the conductor. So due to that there will be a changing magnetic flux. So due to that here we can see a fluctuating voltage, right? When the magnet is moving towards the conductor which is showing the positive voltage, and when it is going away from the conductor which is showing negative voltage. So here is a 0, this side is positive and this side is negative. So in both the direction the current is flowing because of the reversible movement of the permanent magnet. Now second law, the magnitude of this induced EMF is proportional to the rate of change of flux. What first law says, when this conductor or coil experiences a change in flux, EMF gets induced. Now this EMF is given by the proportional to the rate of change of flux. Here we can denote in mathematical form small e, which is the EMF induced in the conductor or coil, which is proportional to d phi by dt. That is rate of change of flux with respect to time. If the coil is having n number of turns, then here simply multiply by n to the above equation. So E is equal to n d phi by dt. It is measured in volt. So this is what Faraday's law, who stated first law and second law for EMF induction. Now types of EMF induction. The EMF induction can be broadly classified in two groups: statically induced EMF and dynamically induced EMF. Statically, there will be no physical motion, and dynamically, there will be a physical motion of conductor or magnetic field. In statically, there are again two types: self-induction and mutual induction. Right? So let us see one by one. Dynamically induced EMF. So as per this dynamically induced EMF principle, there will be either physical movement of the conductor or the permanent magnet. Here we can see this conductor is moving inside this permanent magnetic field. So whenever this conductor is moving towards the right hand side, then we are getting positive half cycle. When the conductor is moving away from this side towards the left side, then we are getting a negative half cycle. So this is how the alternating current can be produced. So there is a physical motion of this conductor. So the best example for this is the generator. Alternators, that is AC generator or DC generator, which is having a motion, right? So in a power station there are large rating alternators. So for moving that alternator there is a prime mover, that steam turbines are there which are coupled to the generator, and that steam turbine is driven by the high pressure steam. So that turbine rotates the generator, and generator will produce a three-phase electricity. So that is how a simple principle here we can see by this GIF image. The permanent magnet NS poles are there, and inside this permanent magnetic field we are moving this conductor. So we are getting the positive half cycle and the negative half cycle, right? So here whenever the motion is involved in this process, and the induced EMF is termed as a dynamically induced EMF. Example, as I said, the generator and the dynamos. Now mathematically, this dynamically induced EMF is given by small e is equal to BLV sin theta, where small e is what? The EMF induced in the conductor. B is the magnetic flux density, which is measured in Weber per meter square or Tesla. L is the length of the conductor in meters. Small v, which is the velocity with which the conductor is moved inside the magnetic field, which will be in meter per second. And theta is the angle made by conductor with respect to the magnetic field, right? So here it is exactly perpendicular to the axis of magnetic field. So there will be, the angle will be 0. Angle will be 90 degree. So E is equal to BLV, right? And whenever the conductor is not moving exactly perpendicular to the axis of magnetic field, so we can put the value of the movement of this conductor, right? So we can put it here sin theta, and we'll get the different values of the induced EMF, so which is called dynamically induced EMF. There is a physical motion involved in this induced EMF principle. Now second thing is statically induced EMF. In statically induced EMF, first we'll see self-induced EMF. Whenever the change in current in coil leads to the EMF induction in the coil itself, it is termed as the self-induced EMF. So what it means? Let us say this is the solenoid. The coil is wounded on a core, and which is given by the supply. As soon as current flows through this coil, it produces magnetic field around it. Now look at that. This magnetic field will again induces an EMF in the coil itself. The coil which is producing a magnetic field, this magnetic field, it is a changing in nature. We are closing and opening this switch. Then there will be change in the magnetic field, and due to that changing magnetic field, there will be induced EMF in the coil itself. So this is what the EMF is inducing in the same coil, and this EMF induced is exactly opposite to the supply voltage. So hence it is called as self-induced EMF. Means we are giving supply to the coil, and the coil itself inducing an EMF. That's why it is called self-induced EMF. For example, the EMF induction in electromagnetic ballast or choke in fluorescent tube circuit. You have often seen the fluorescent tube circuit, that is your tube light. In that tube light, there is a choke, which is an electromagnetic choke, which works on this self-induced EMF principle. As soon as the voltage is given to that choke, there will be a opening and closing the contacts with the help of the starter, and due to that very often change in the current, so due to that there will be a large voltage induced in the coil itself, and that large voltage will drive the fluorescent tube, right? So this is an example of self-induced EMF. So mathematically its formula is given by E is equal to L di by dt, where small e is the induced EMF, L is the inductance of the coil in Henry, which is given by N phi by I, and di by dt, which is the rate of change of current in ampere per second. Okay, the second one is statically induced EMF. In that case, the mutually induced EMF. Now mutually, previously we have seen self-induced EMF. Now here it is a mutually. Mutually means due to one there will be induced EMF in the another coil. So whenever this change in the current in one coil, which leads to the EMF induction in the other coil, which is placed nearby this first coil, then the EMF induced in the second coil, which is called as mutually induced EMF. Look at that. In the coil 1, we are giving supply I1, alternating current. So this coil 1 will produce the magnetic field, and in the surrounding of that coil 1, we are placing another coil, coil 2, and galvanometer is connected across this coil 2 for measuring the deflection. So whenever we give the supply to this coil, then EMF will get induced in the second coil. Second coil conductor will cut the fluxes and EMF will get induced in the coil 2. The best example for mutually induced EMF is the transformer. The transformer is a device which increase or decrease the voltage level. Right? In AC circuit, we often use transformer for increasing or decreasing the output voltage. So transformer will contain two coils. One is a primary and another is a secondary. So we give primary coil supply, and the secondary coil will connect the load. And depends on the requirement, we'll use the step up or step down transformer. So mathematically, the formula is given by E is equal to M di1 by dt. Why here di1? Because the changing current in coil 1, and due to that EMF is induced in the coil 2. Now suppose we are giving supply to coil 2 and we are measuring EMF in coil 1, then this equation becomes E is equal to M di2 by dt, where M is the mutual inductance of the coil in Henry, which is given by N2 phi2 by I1 for with respect to coil 1, and with respect to coil 2 it will be N1 I1 by I2, and di by dt obviously it is the rate of change of the current. Okay, so that's all in this video. So we'll meet with the next topic in the next video. Thank you.